What is district heating? Well, if your home is heated by a radiator system, your house is a miniature heating network, with each radiator being connected to a network of pipes. These pipes run through the home, bringing hot fluids from a central heat source. Now imagine if you could scale that system to an entire town. These systems already exist in many places across Europe and the US. District heating is when a single location provides hot water and circulates that water through a network of insulated pipes, delivering it to every building connected to the network. This eliminates the need for individual buildings to have their own heating systems, such as gas boilers. Interestingly, Eavor is very similar to a district heating network, as it's a closed-loop system, cycling water from a heat source to a user and then back into the system to be reheated for continuous use. But how do we heat that water before we send it into the network? The truth is, there's a variety of potential methods to create and then transfer that heat. The big question is, can we decarbonize our district heating networks with a scalable, clean energy solution like geothermal? The answer is yes, with 3 simple steps. First, the geology. If this is unknown in your town or city because there are no nearby wells, then acquiring some seismic data may be required to understand the subsurface. Second, the heating, and in some cases, cooling demand. Consider what it is today and what it will be in the future. Lastly, after the first 2 questions are answered, you will need to decide on the type of geothermal. If you've looked into implementing geothermal in your district heating network in the past, and geologists told you that it won't work, it may be time to re-examine this opportunity. Everything has changed in the last 5 years, and the answer is now yes. Geothermal can decarbonize your district heating network. Just how big is the district heating industry? Across Europe, there are around 6,000 towns and cities with existing district heating networks, and 71% of those networks generate their heat using carbon-emitting sources. District heating networks represent about 10% of the EU's heat market. Wind and solar are used to generate the heat in 266 European cities, 11% of networks, but need supplemental carbon-emitting electricity when the wind isn't blowing or the sun isn't shining. In the US, district heating networks are operational in 660 towns and cities, and only 7% of those facilities use clean energy to generate their heat. As more towns and cities across the world look for clean energy solutions for heating, the concept of district heating becomes interesting, as any emissions can be managed at a central location as opposed to millions of individual locations. Now, imagine if that central heat-generating location could also be a clean energy solution. In some places, that is the case, but in many others, gas and diesel are burnt to generate heat for the district heating systems. Renewable energy is always preferred, but in dense urban areas, that's not always possible. The challenge with district heating networks is the need for heat generation within a dense urban area. It can be very difficult to transport hot water across long distances from rural areas to where it can be used in a town or city's district heating network. This is where Eavor can be the perfect solution. Eavor requires a very small amount of land to operate, and in some cases, the entire facility can even be placed underground, right in the heart of your town or city. While solar needs 25 acres of land for 5 megawatts, and wind requires 2 to 40 acres for 1 megawatt, Eavor needs only temporary space for drilling, and then, once operational, can blend right into the landscape and operate at a variety of capacities per location with minimal maintenance for 30+ years. In Geretsried, Germany, our first commercial Eavor is currently being drilled. While it will provide electricity to surrounding areas after Phase 1 is completed, once all 4 phases are finished, it will also provide heat for the local district heating network. Eavor ability to be the heat source for district heating networks is impressive and already in motion, taking care of the elephant in the room regarding discussions around clean energy use for heating. But there's more. What we call the elephant in the waiting room is district cooling. It's much like district heating, but we add an absorption chiller that takes the heated water from the Eavor and chills it, to send ice-cold water through a district's pipe system to cool down buildings in towns and cities. For more on district cooling, watch the video at the link below. If you'd like to learn more about Everloop technology, visit the technology page on our website. Thanks for watching. Energy forever.